from the start, there are lots of good levels and ranges to reference from these gaps. Now attention is focused on the potential for price breaking over this first gap downfill around 105 as choppiness is decreasing according to the Choppiness Index. For more directional information, we can add an indicator like the Bollinger Bands %B indicator, which I've already covered in its own separate series. In this case, a bullish perspective would want Bollinger Bands %B values to remain high. At the same time, price rises and the Choppiness Index is decreasing. Now, as early uptrend development begins to consolidate, price remains relatively unchanged recently. So it's normal to see an increase of the Choppiness Index. Looking at Bollinger Bands %B, it naturally remains flat during this range-bound trading, but notice it's still quite high. And now price has a clear short-term incline while the Choppiness Index begins to fall. If these conditions persist, a bullish continuation could be quite likely. The indicators and even price continue in their respective directions, but rising price is being hampered by a drastic increase of selling. At this point, fluctuations are quite pronounced with price, and the Bollinger Bands %B indicator around its upper threshold in the 70 to 100% range. So yes, there are some clear swing points in the short term. But overall, in the broader context, this is a choppy phase that is gradually turning out to be more of a potential bearish reversal range. On one hand, price is remaining relatively unchanged and stuck in this well-defined range. However, there has been a slight yet noticeable decline of the Choppiness Index. That is partly due to the more directional movement of this small upswing recently. Eventually, a minor downtrend does take place, and that's reflected in the indicators. However, there's no decisive break of the lower boundary of the potential bearish reversal range, which results in the opposite situation with a minor bullish continuation taking prices higher. When the climb does end, there are those usual characteristics of increased choppiness reflected by the index, and Bollinger Bands %B gives us a better idea of direction with these swing points taking place within the consolidation range.